Hey, Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is the brother Tazaiwan from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edifying video. And this will be an update to the coming MOTB system, the new image pursuing the Revelation 13 and 15 is being built around us as we speak. And soon the mark in Revelation 13:16, which is the charagma or the micro C-hip implant, will be implemented and made mandatory around the world. But as I always say, first you have to set up the structure, the infrastructure that the MOTB, the mark, is going to use. Because it's a digital system, okay? We're going to see a new digital biometric system in the earth, pretty much for everything. You know, how you buy and sell. And what the Apostle Gabar said yesterday in his video, in his walk and talk, he said, you know, pretty much the MOTB, the implant is going to be used, you know, for everything, have all your information on it, and pretty much in whatever way you conduct business, you know, travel, buying and purchasing goods, selling goods, your medical records, your school records, your history, everything will be based upon you having that implant. And that's true. So now this here is an article that reads, Panama praises U.S. contribution to biometrics program for deportation and return. It says Panama is exploring biometrics as a tool for rooting out people with criminal records. A release from Migration Panama comments on a memorandum of understanding on illegal migration signed by the governments of Panama and the United States, covering the logistics of deportation and return processes. So pretty much traveling to and fro from Panama, you're going to have to have your biometrics registered, whether it be fingerprints, eye scans, iris scans, which eventually is leading up to what? To that implant, okay? It says in comments made to the ECO TV program, Poligrafo de la Estrella de Panama, Roger Mojica Rivera, General Director of the National Migration Service, says the country is making progress in the development of biometrics, frequently identifying personnel with criminal records in their countries of origin. So if you're a criminal, because see now, in recent news, it was talks about these Venezuelan gangs and these migrants coming into these cities in this country, you know, doing whatever they want, not really being criminally prosecuted. And a lot of these you know, people from overseas, which they're Israelites from Venezuela, also Panama as well. Those people down there are Israelites. You know, they they deal in a lot of cartel or gang activity. You know, they get arrested, they get out, get arrested, get out, so they have a history. So then if they come to another country seeking asylum or for whatever other reason, these countries want to be able to identify these migrants or these immigrants or people in general traveling to and fro, maybe vacation. So they want to set up this biometric system to be in control of who is doing what, you know, and what's their background. And this is why we here at GMS, we're always pushing this topic on the MOTB, because this system, the world that we see around us, which is the image of the beast, is changing. Everything is changing, right? It says, he cites contributions from the U.S. to support transportation technology and infrastructure to help transfer identified individuals. So if you are a criminal, you're going to have to be registered. And that's going to eventually extend to everyone. It says part of the agreement requires S&M, which is the National Migration Service of Panama, to undertake to present in advance the formal requirements of each deportation and or expulsion flight. So if you are on the no-fly list, or you're on the, you know, maybe you're a criminal and you're not a citizen, they're going to get you out of that country. Okay? It says whatever the case, such as dates and number of people already verified, so that they can be duly coordinated and executed as established in the document in question. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a change from paper documents, maybe getting a little fake ID, fake passport to travel to and fro. No, you're gonna have to have your body measured in order to get in or out of these countries. First, you know, do it with criminals, then extend to maybe government employees, then to workers, other state workers, then those who want to travel. And then now with also them pushing digital IDs, their own citizens are going to have their records in the system anyway, in a biometric database. Then what? Then hey, you say, listen, we got to give you this implant. This is going to cover everything. People are already catching hell. So what? So what are they going to do? They're going to take it. Okay. So this is what we're starting to see being established in the world, in the earth today. So now the next article, right? It says the future of CCTV and policing. Now I had read some of this and I found that this was very interesting. Because, like you see in the image here, we're used to seeing these dome cameras, white, black dome cameras, be set up everywhere. Traffic lights, at your job, at your school, businesses, certain properties, homes, business properties, everywhere, government properties, state buildings, municipal buildings. It's becoming to be a thing to where really everything is monitored and surveilled. It says last week's webinar by Public Policy Exchange considered the future of CCTV, which is closed caption television. When they get these cameras, pretty much like I know you, Jake, y'all remember watching Menace to Society, and the store owner he had a camera in the business, and then they went and they got the tape, and Chauncey was showing the tape off, and Kane and them was trying to have that, about showing the tape. Stop showing that tape. Well, that's kind of like CCTV, or like a business surveillance camera, or certain, like I said, certain properties will have these cameras, or really the city will have cameras set up around the city, certain perimeters. Cops will use it, if there's a crime committed. So that's your closed caption television. It says, the future of CCTV and related policy issues for the new Labor government. In truth, CCTV, as we know it, does not have a future, and even its past is now of questionable relevance. And I believe this is out of the UK. So they're going to change the way that things are surveilled overseas. Okay. Yeah, so this is out of the UK Biometrics and Surveillance Camera Commissioner. This is written by Fraser Sampson. So he knows, he's an insider. He knows how things work when it comes to setting up surveillance systems in a society. It says, looking first at its history, more than 25 years of study into the impact of CCTV on crime generated an extensive body of evidence, but the jury has yet to reach unanimity on a verdict. Unanimity on a verdict. However, all of the research was undertaken when cameras just film things. Most modern surveillance devices are not cameras anymore. They are networked computers, one basic function of which is to capture images. Right, so you might have a couple of computers, monitors, a couple of computer brains, right, which is the actual computer itself will be set up. They're all connected to a network, and then they're connected to a computer system, like what, pretty much what security guards look at, but it's not cameras like like the CCTV cameras. They're computers now. It says they are rarely on closed circuits, and they are not on TV. The received wisdom on the impact of public space surveillance took place before the camera knew who it was looking for, before it knew anything. In fact, now the AI-driven device looking for me knows exactly what I look like, and also what I sound like, how I walk, what I wear, drive, or ride, and not just at the time in question, but generally. So they're creating a system where they know everything about you, man. And not just in the UK, but everywhere. Okay? It says it can communicate, it can teach and learn from other devices. It can retrieve, combine, synthesize, and suggest, and each time it looks for me, it gets better at finding everyone. And they're talking about adding AI to these systems. So this is the image, being set up, that surveillance society is being created. It says, and I, the person being sought, know this too. This is nothing like CCTV. Now let me jump down a paragraph or two. It says, technology has also changed surveillance behavior, both that of the police and the citizen. Look at the first thing police forces do when something important happens. The police response now, not just in the UK, but in every country I have worked with. And this is eventually all these countries are going to have this type of system, or at least that's the goal, right? It says the police response now, not just in the UK, but in every country I have worked with, is to put out a call for people to send in images. Right, because I was riding a train on a bus the other week. I was in the city, and there was, they advertise on like the buses or like the train stations, and what they'll do is they'll advertise the See Something, Say Something program. So you can see something, and they'll have an app, right? Certain cities might have an app, and you can either, call the number, or you can take a picture or a video and send it in. In the name of, being a concerned citizen or reporting a crime. So this is something that is already being pushed out there. So that's what people do. It says so back here it says it is to put out a call for people to send in images, anything from their GoPros, doorbells, right? Ring. Why you think Ring is so big now? Hey, those Ring cameras, at your front door, your house or apartment, those things capture a lot, man. From those that committing crimes to saving people's lives to, if you do something wrong, getting you caught up, What do you think that these law enforcement officers and these agencies do with all that? Man, they keep it on record. It says dash cams, any cams. Why? Because someone almost certainly captured something relevant. An increasing amount of surveillance material on which policing relies is coming. Not from cameras on lampposts, but from the citizen. This is why when we tell you about these social media sites, posting all your info on there. It's a part of society now, but you got to be careful. Your pictures, your videos, certain private information, all that's in the database, man. Okay? Or they're trying to put it into a database. And guess who's really fueling this new surveillance society as a part of the agenda of the elites? You Israelites in the truth, out the truth, you different nations, you different people around the world, you citizens, you're fueling this. You're making it easy for the elites to, take a tighter control and grip of this world. It says the surveillance relationship between citizen and state has thus shifted from a world where policing needed images of the citizen to one where it increasingly depends on images from the citizen. Public space surveillance is no longer about where the police put their cameras. It's about what they do with the data from everyone's cameras and phones and other devices. This is nothing like the world of CCTV. And I'm going to end this article here, but you can see the other paragraph and what's going on. Because, this is something that you may have never thought of or you haven't realized, right? Even from, the previous article with the biometrics, them tracking criminals coming in and out with biometrics. This is what we're seeing, that society, right? Now, there's movies, right? I just looked it up, right? List of films featuring surveillance. And one of the top movies that came out, dealing with surveillance and, how they use it, Now, the Apostle Har had mentioned recently the movie Demolition Man, right? And they were showing you about he was mentioned in a video about Simon Phoenix, played by Wesley Snipes, and this dystopian future, pushing the MOTB and everything. So this is something that has, it seems like it's science fiction, but it's based in reality. And we're seeing it happen now. Okay? And who's creating this society? The citizen. Right? One of my favorite movies dealing with it was Eagle Eye. Right? With this guy Shia LaBeouf. Right? And how, pretty much everything was linked. Traffic lights, computers, cell phones, everything was connected, to find the characters in the movie. Okay? So they know, they know what's going on. And you're providing it to them. You go on these sites and, you post your baby at 5, your baby at 2, your baby at 10, baby at 15. It used to be where you had to actually get a physical camera, take the pictures, develop the pictures, put them in a family book, and then you can enjoy looking at your life over time. I ain't putting no baby pictures out there on the internet and Facebook and hey man, nah, man. I have the joy of having that when I visit my parents. I look through the family photo album, and we have our time together. Now you got internet uncles and internet aunts. But that's the type of information that they can use to, have you in the system and know what they need to know about you. You're providing it to them. Okay? And there's more. So now this is, right, still out of the UK. And that's coming here, like the last article mentioned. It's everywhere. It says remote biometric surveillance and policing, a new frame of reference from August 27, 2024. So this is within the last week and a half. In surveillance, perspective is everything. Your viewpoint affects what you will see and therefore what you will miss. And we are missing a lot. Whether you are contemplating a policy, practice, or product, you will get a better overall view of the risk and issues by shifting between overlapping perspectives. In remote biometric surveillance, the composite view from 3 specific vantage points can be helpful. And there was a movie called Vantage Point dealing with, I believe it was supposed to be a assassination of a senator or a president, and you had one person saw it, another person saw it from this angle. I believe the man got like some, camera footage from somewhere, and it was checking the cameras around the city. The investigators were. So it says, those points are the technological, the legal, and the societal, and they can combine to create a richer, clearer image of what is coming and what is already here. So now I want to jump down to where it talks about the biometric part. Because this pretty much was happening overseas, and this is what we read in the last article, but it says, and while much attention is paid to the technological and legal perspectives, it is societal expectation that will ultimately determine democratic accountability for the technology available to the police being used or eschewed we're just talking about these new surveillance systems, not least because the UK still has a model of policing based on consent. We, the people, are now using sophisticated surveillance tools once the preserve of state intelligence agencies routinely and at minimal financial costs. We freely share personal data sets, including our facial images, with private companies, right? These apps, Facebook, Meta, well, that's on Facebook, Instagram, right? And government on our smart devices for access control, identity verification, and threat mitigation. Like it was this shooting that happened at this school down in Georgia, and it was a young kid, young 14-year-old kid, right, Edomite, and he pretty much didn't have a social media presence, or whatever social media presence he did. From what I know, doesn't really have a social media presence, or they erased, or all his accounts were taken down, because there's just information out there that's pretty much everyone at this point has some kind of social media presence, so they could use that to find you innocent or guilty. Anyway, it says, from this societal vantage point, it seems reasonable for the police to infer that many citizens not only support them using new remote biometric technology, but also expect them to do so to protect communities, prevent serious harm, and detect dangerous offenders, who, by the way, are also using it to potentially devastating effect. But to what extent is that expectation borne out? So it says I'm going to jump down again. The use of remote biometrics generally by the police raises an interesting question from all three perspectives. Because they can, does that mean sometimes they must, as the law may say so and the public may think so? So pretty much this is, dealing with remote biometrics is pretty much dealing with what you post out there. Okay? Your digital fingerprint, so to speak. That's why you got to be careful about what you post. We all do. But this truth got to go out, baby. It says, yeah, that's really it. So we have a new image, a new system emerging, biometrically, remote biometrics, the coming in and out of countries, if you're a criminal or not. Things are being set up in the world today to have everyone, surveilled, investigated and controlled. So this is Revelation chapter 13. And 14, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. And that's what this devil is doing. He's deceiving the people. So if someone's being deceived, that means that they're being presented. It seems they're being presented with, good and righteousness and truth, but they're being tricked. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Yeah, well, you know what? We have this technology. We can use biometrics to catch criminals. We're watching everyone to make sure that there's no further crimes. Like we're talking about in the UK, so no more, so someone gets stabbed at a pub, we know who it is. Here in the States, if someone is shot at a club or a school, we know who it is. That's the type of miracles that they want to present as if there's something benevolent, but they really have a malevolent recourse. It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. The beast is the return of the Roman Empire, which today is America and NATO. All right, these ruling Edomite countries, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So now they're saying, you know what? We should have this biometric surveillance system set up. We're going to have a micro chip put in everybody so we can keep everyone safe. So if you don't comply or you speak against it, they can say, okay, well, you're a potential threat and you got to be taken out. Right, it says that he had power to give life into the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak. So they're making it come to pass, putting legislation in place, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't want to, if you don't willingly participate, if you don't comply, then you're a threat. And then verses 16 through 18 is dealing with the charagma, the biometric implant, digital implant put inside your hand or your forehead. It's not sin. It's a sin to take it, but it's not sin in itself. It's not sin in religious or political forms. No, it is not. John 3:16 is not what you think and what you do in action. It's taking this device. All right. But if you do believe in this system and you do take it in your actions, which is the device, the mark, then you will be, destroyed. So, I just want to speak on this this new biometric system emerging in the earth. There's just different policing techniques using technology that's being established all over the world. And we have to be aware of it because this ties into the MOTB. And how, who you are, how you buy and sell, how you conduct business, how you interact and entertain yourself. So, things are changing. A new world, a new image is emerging. But the prophets are being watchful. So with that, I hope this was edifying. Shalom.